The first welfare theorem says that markets produce efficient outcomes so long as certain conditions hold, and one of those conditions is that no one has market power. Now that we know how monopolists profit maximize, we can ask the question, what is it about market power that produces inefficiencies, that produces deadweight losses? And all we have to do is look at the monopolist's profit maximizing picture. The monopolist produces a quantity where marginal cost intersects marginal revenue and then prices along the demand curve. So we can ask, what would happen if we produced more? Well, if there are no externalities, then the marginal cost curve is the social marginal cost curve. And if there are no externalities, the demand curve can be interpreted as a social marginal benefit curve. That's technically correct if the underlying preferences for the good are quasi-linear. The picture gets slightly more complicated if tastes aren't quasi-linear. But even then, the general conclusion we'll come to is going to hold. The picture just gets more complicated. So if the demand curve is a social marginal benefit curve, and the marginal cost curve is the social marginal cost curve, then the next unit that could be produced has a lower social marginal cost than social marginal benefit. So there's surplus to be had by producing that next unit, and the unit after that, all the way up to where the marginal cost curve crosses the demand curve. By not producing those units, we're giving up that social surplus, and therefore are getting this area as a deadweight loss. So the reason that market power on the part of the monopolist produces that deadweight loss is because the monopolist produces less than the efficient output level. The efficient output level, the one that maximizes social surplus, happens at that intersection, but the monopolist produces where marginal cost intersects marginal revenue. The monopolist restricts output in order to raise price. By restricting output, the monopolist can raise profit because it allows the monopolist to raise price. And it's that restriction of output below the efficient quantity that produces the deadweight loss.